And day 2 of the Vanderbilt rape retrial is underway right now. Today, the jury heard new evidence of Corey Beatty being interrogated by police that was not used in the first trial. Chris Conti is live outside the courtroom. And Chris, an interesting move by the prosecution.
It was, Vicki, and they likely did this today because they'll try to show later on that Beatty wasn't entirely forthcoming during that initial interview with police. And we know that because of the iPhone video and the surveillance video that was shown during the first trial. Mayo continued his testimony once again this morning. He works for the sex crimes unit at Metro PD. He was also the person who had to inform the victim in this case that they'd uncovered evidence that she had possibly been raped. You'll remember the alleged assault happened on June 23rd of 2013. On June 27th of 2013, a few days later, Corey Beatty was brought into a room at the Vanderbilt University police station, where Detective Mayo began questioning him about what they thought had happened to that female student.
Happened sexual to that girl in that room? No, sir. I'm not going to find your DNA in that room. In the room? Yeah. No, sir.
Detective Mayo is currently being cross-examined on the witness stand right now by defense attorneys. They are grilling him over his handling of evidence that was sent to the TBI for DNA testing. We, of course, will have updates starting at 4 o'clock. We're live at the courthouse downtown. Chris Conti, News Channel 5. Vicki?
Thanks, Chris. We will have continuing coverage throughout the trial on the News Channel 5 networks. Chris will be in the courtroom. Nick Barris and legal analyst Nick Leonardo will provide live gavel-to-gavel coverage on News Channel 5 Plus, and we're streaming it online at newschannel5.com. You can also follow along on social media using the hashtag #VandyRetrial. Officials with the TBI confirm a suspect shot during a police chase in Murray County was involved in an earlier shooting. We're told it all started at Mount Pleasant at 2:30 this morning when a victim involved in a domestic argument was shot in the leg. When officers later tried to approach the gunman at a convenience store on James Campbell Boulevard, he sped off. A Columbia police officer caught up with the gunman, who then began ramming the officer's car. An officer fired into the vehicle, hitting the driver in the leg. Both the suspect and the earlier shooting victim are being treated this morning at Vanderbilt Medical Center. Federal investigators are on the scene of that deadly helicopter crash in East Tennessee again this morning, combing through the wreckage for evidence. All 5 people on board the sightseeing chopper died when it went down yesterday afternoon just on the edge of the Great Smoky Mountains. The helicopter belonged to a touring company out of Sevierville. And finally, happy news. It's all about the talented writers who put pen to paper this week in Music City. The annual Songwriters Festival, Tin Pan South, kicks off today. All week long, more than 350 songwriters will perform nearly 100 shows at 10 historic venues across the city. Each show gives the writer a chance to share what inspired them to write the lyrics. You can find a list of schedules and performances on our website at newschannel5.com.